So I was going to say something about compromise. So we know that these policies were adopted with no consultation of women athletes, with no scientific evidence, with really not much thought at all, other than the needs of a few people with difficult lives. Shorthanded like that. And now we're having to fight so damn hard and make the case over and over and over to get these policies rolled back. So that's mighty frustrating, but look at the progress we've made. And actually, listening to New Zealand is so depressing. But we'll maybe talk in a minute about the UK, where honestly, I think you can see a path through. And the great thing about sport is, because it's international, there is a cascade effect. So, that's going to help. So coming back to Mara's point about policies, they're partial. The changes, the rollbacks have been partial. It's only elite, not the rest, or it's only post-puberty, not pre-puberty or whatever. What I see a lot with governing bodies is, and I think Ross illustrated it well with describing how they're adding to the requirements. It's more years of testosterone suppression. It's a lower number. All of that is proof that they know they made a terrible mistake, just in a heartbeat, and maybe in some cases even with good intentions. And now they have to find a way to dig themselves out of it. And they're afraid. They're finding it very difficult. And they're also continuing to center the group of people that they made that policy for, which is not us. One of the things that we have found really helpful, so I've mentioned a couple of things about reframing, but also about, the curious thing is, a lot of people don't care about women, but they care about subsets of women. So they care about girls sometimes coming through, talent pathway, future Olympians. It's kind of really emotive. People care, some people care about that, if they care about sport. Some people care about disadvantaged girls, or women from ethnic minorities who find it very difficult to be healthy through accessing sport. So for example, in the UK, Muslim women need single-sex swimming. It's not competition. It's not to win prizes. It's to get in the pool and be active. So we have found that if the issue we're dealing with here is the pinnacle of victimhood, right, and who are perceived to be the most vulnerable groups, the ones that we all have to center, if that's the issue we're dealing with, then actually taking some other subsets of womanhood and centering them can actually trigger a much more constructive response. It's not a battle between all us hateful witches and the poor trans people. It's genuinely competing needs of different minorities who all deserve our compassion and our care. So like the Muslim women, they need single-sex swimming. Identity doesn't help them. Or like the teenage girls, very talented in their sport, who want to play up into the women's team because that's how they get to progress. But if there's a male person bowling at them or kicking the ball or whatever, that's hopeless for them, and they're not safe and they can't play. So who is more important in that situation? They're both important, so let's remember that and find solutions.